Good morning. I've got a handful of my phals here in front of me. Just wanted to show some of them and maybe talk about a few things. All right. We were talking about some genetics, and people are talking about genetics in Phalaenopsis. And again, I'm new to orchids. I'm new to plants, but I can look at things and deduct a few things myself and research a little bit. So anybody wants to put their 2 cents in, by all means, put their 2 cents in. If it's good research and if it's real facts, yeah, by all means, bring it up. Okay. Um, these two phals right here, which are both the same thing. This is that. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Jones Pink Girl, but they have the Schilleriana in them, and you can tell just by looking at them. They have a different color to them. You can tell, yes, there's some genetics at play there. There's a lot of red, a lot of purple in them. The undersides have a lot of red, a lot of purple in them as well. All right. One of the things I'm trying to get you to understand is when I tell you I'm trying to teach you how to grow versus specifically, just point something at an orchid, say this is what you need to do. I can do that, but by teaching you how to do it, then you can make those decisions your own. Asking somebody on YouTube, hey, take a look at my plant and tell me what's wrong with it, that's real difficult and not accurate. And even giving a description over it's not going to be really helpful. So I'm trying to teach people so they can diagnose and look at stuff on their own. And I want you to get to the point where your plants aren't struggling. I mean, these are all rescue plants in front of me. I've never bought a phal that wasn't off a dollar table or some kind of rescue. So they may be in various stages of recovery at this point. But I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to keep them green. I want to mention a couple people's channels. Orchid Whisperer. This lady is just a godsend to the orchid world as far as I'm concerned. It's not just her great disposition and just her great personality on YouTube, but she has beautiful plants. She keeps things super simple, and she follows a really just basic feeding regimen, and it works fantastic for her plants. Works fantastic. She has orchids that are several years old. Phalaenopsis that are she's had for a long time, and these things continually bloom. They bloom for years nonstop for her. All right. I mean, when you look at that kind of stuff and you start to wonder, well, why is my spike dying? All right. Why is my spike dying? Why are my phals not blooming continually or nonstop? And a lot of that may be genetics, and a lot of it may be the fact that, well, it's in a different temperament, and it's or climate, and it's a different temperature situation, it's a different growing environment. You have to take all that into consideration. I agree. But as a grower and somebody with experience in growing, when I see something like that, that tells me that probably most of these plants have that opportunity, but unless they're given the proper nutrition and stuff, they're never going to gain that type of strength or have that energy reserve to be able to continually bloom nonstop like that. I have no doubt that probably in their natural habitats, a lot of these things probably do bloom nonstop, just continually. And you can find orchids out there that are just, I've seen Phalaenopsis where they're stacked up 1.5 feet high because they've never lost a leaf. They've never had a low energy or low nutritional time in their life or in their current growing period. And that's how they grow. That's how they stack up and do. All right. Uneven leaves is a sign of a nutritional imbalance, continually in and out. I'm trying to get you to recognize those things because the rest of it will just come real easy to you. All right. Most of mine are losing spikes when they finish up because I'm still learning how to feed these things. But I've got several, like this one right here, that's been fed. This is one that I kind of play around with a little bit. This is one of the first phals I got. It's in lava rock, but even though it's finishing up blooming, it's starting to push out new buds and continue with the spike growth. So this one I think is on its way to being, it's no longer nutritional deficient, and it's nice and stable now. It's got fantastic root growth. It's all evenly colored. All right. The leaves that are coming out, even though this is an older leaf and this is an older leaf, not quite as large yet, but this is the most recent leaf. So, and it has been growing very rapidly. So I have no doubt that this plant is on its way and will probably continually bloom if I can keep the nutrition level up and make sure that it doesn't get any low periods. It'll probably continue with this spike over and over and over, and that's what I'm going to try to do with it. All right. There's another lady, Philippine Island Adventures. She did a video the other day on ginger and turmeric, which was a great video as well. She has a beautiful, beautiful garden. She's an incredible host. I'm new to her channel, and I haven't caught up on all her stuff, but the turmeric and ginger video that she just did, at the end of that video, go watch that video. At the end of that video, she shows a phalaenopsis. And this is, in my eyes, this was a beautiful, beautiful phalaenopsis. The entire plant the crown is rotted and gone. It's just a black hole, and it has one leaf, but it has a massive, massive root system in her container. This plant with just one leaf and the entire core rotted out, all right, rotted out. It's a ugly sight, but beautiful in the same sense. This flower has respiked. This orchid has respiked and sent the most gorgeous flower spike out and is getting ready to bloom for her. All right, that's a perfect example of, even though the plant is damaged beyond belief and there's hardly anything left of it, it's able to regrow its spike and send out the energy. And that's all because of the root growth that it has. It has a massive root system. It's able to pull in enough nutrients to continue doing that. It's probably going to toss her keiki off and regrow a new core. I hope it does for her, because it's a beautiful plant. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for you. Anyway, go check those two channels out, Orchid Whisperer and Philippine Island Adventures. Some great examples of what you can do with them when you're giving them proper nutrition. Most of the plants here in front of me have nutritional issues of one variety or another. You can see a light leaf back there, some uneven coloring, some growths that aren't even. But we're working on the nutritions here. I'm going to get into what I feed and how I feed a whole lot more. I'm still kind of learning this. I don't want to tell somebody, well, this is what I'm doing, because I'm not even sure about some of this stuff because of my unfamiliarity with orchids. All right? I've emphasized that in other videos. All right? But I don't think that has anything to do with the fact that I know how to grow. True, I need to learn a little bit more about the individual plants and individual orchids. But there's so many great YouTubers out there. And I can go over the list again, but there's so many great YouTubers out there that I can watch and get that information from. So I'm trying to teach everybody how to be good growers here. Anyway, just wanted to show off some of these phals. I hope everybody's enjoying their garden this morning and working in it. Have a great day.